Batman Full Moon Issue 2. Rodney Barnes writing with STEVAN Subic on the art. So this issue, it's got Langstrom, Constantine, and Alfred trying to basically like figure out what to do about Bruce being bit by a werewolf, and like we have to try and like solve that problem.
Yeah.
And Constantine's just a jealous little bitch because Bruce is dating Zatanna, which is amusing to me. I'll admit, it's funny. But we have more of like the actual werewolf, like him being protected by this nun and the homeless people.
Yeah, which I do. I love that because there's always been this track of when a werewolf story being almost like a take on addiction, right? Because it's this thing that you can't control. It spins out of control. You can get yourself together, but that monster's always there. So the fact that he's in with these, these people that are living, tough lives in this section of Gotham and whatnot, and they're helping him because he needs the help, and it kind of lines up with that take on lycanthropy being addiction. Probably some of my favorite stuff in the issue where that, the she's not a priest, right? What do they call her? Her talk with the werewolf with Talbot. And, about how no one's beyond salvation and this, that, and the other. And then how when Batman comes through and how her, or not Batman, Gordon comes through to talk to her. And it's like, you shouldn't lie. You're in a church. But she's lying to, save this person. I liked all that stuff a lot.
Yeah, she's withholding information. I think I said this last time about the art, but like I think the art when it's just people talking is just okay. It's got some weird proportions sometimes. But when it's like Batman or werewolf stuff, it looks fantastic. Like when it flashes back to when Batman got bit, that panel of the wolf biting into Batman it's gorgeous stuff.
It's straight up like it looks almost like it's something out of National Geographic, right? Like the way that it's hunkering down, it's splitting Batman,
Yeah, or even the like in the following page where it's like Man-Bats fighting the wolf for a bit. And it's just like they're one's got like a red light on them, one's got a blue light on them, so there's just a little bit of coloring so you can distinguish between them, and they've got that kind of spotted, grainy kind of like texture on them. It just looks really good. It's a really kind of cool horror scene. It has the right kind of vibe to it. So
also love that Zatanna approaching it from so they're gonna try to save Bruce through a two-prong, right? They're gonna try to go after his soul where the lycanthropy exists, but they're also gonna use the science through Langstrom and Alfred, right? So I love that we get to see both sides of that here. And just that page with Zatanna sitting there floating, her hair's all wild with what looks like the full moon, blowing up the whole light. That page looks really good too.
I mean, for me, it's the sort of the visual representation of her trying to pull Bruce and the wolf apart, and we see like kind of the wolf and him like all both floating in the darkness.
Yeah,
that stuff looks really good. Like that's when the art's really coming alive. Is during those bits. It doesn't work though. Zatanna says she's failed, and like that this could be bad. And we see that Talbot as well, like, has the other people chain him up in like a basement somewhere to try and contain the wolf. As Batman's scared of the wolf like coming out of him, which I do like this sort of like parallel of like Batman in some ways always has a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde thing to him because like Batman is his Hyde and it's always there. It's not actually my favorite interpretation of Batman just because I kind of read it differently most of the time, but I can see why you go down that path if you're doing him in a werewolf story.
Yeah, for sure. It's this part of him that he wants to. If he ever fully lets go, people are going to be in trouble, and that's very much a werewolf story, right?
Yeah.
And here, so he's going to wear the specialty suit that has like UV radiation in it to kind of mimic the sun to try to, stop the transformation.
Yeah, they said this isn't like going to last forever. It's not foolproof, but it'll slow things down and give them time to maybe try and fix the fact that he was bit. So, that's interesting. I did really like the panel of Talbot being chained up. It's just a really cool symmetrical panel of like the chains going up either side, and just really moody.
It's very moody. And then now we get towards the end they talk about how the curse he can kind of feel, like Batman can feel where Talbot is and Talbot can feel where Batman is, right? Because they share that curse.
They can sense each other in some way.
Sense each other, and then so they end up facing off after they both turned. And we've had Cap Wolf before in the 90s. and now we have Batwolf, and it's a good look.
Yeah. I like the build up to that. You see him breaking out of the chains with the panel goes red as the chain breaks, which is a really nice touch in the art. So again, the Talbot werewolf has got like a red sort of like light on him, right? So he's not actually red, but it's almost just like conveniently there's a red light on him to sort of differentiate. But then, of course, he seems to kill or at least severely injure the nun who's been helping him, right? She comes up and tries to like talk him down. This is not who you are. She tries to reason with the werewolf, and the werewolf just slashes her in the face, and she's left lying there with blood dripping from her. Now she might still be alive technically, but
she also looks like she's missing an arm on top of it too. But yeah, he rips her arm off.
Oh, you're right. Joe, I thought that was a wound on her back, but you're right. I think that's her arm missing.
That's her arm because he's holding the arm in what looks like his mouth, and the arm's dangling the cross that she was holding still.
You're right.
Yeah. Ooh, he did severe damage. I didn't notice that till right now.
That's very good. And Batman's like in the Batmobile trying not to transform, and the art here is really good because again, it's got that kind of speckled sort of shadowy darkness like in the art style, and then you see the fur start to like pop out of all the different parts of the suit, and then the full page spread, the next page is the Batmobile completely surrounded by bright light from all the lights that it has, and he like busts out the top in wolf form, where it's basically just a werewolf with a little bit of a bat symbol on his chest, and you can see like a bit of the cowl falling off of his head. But it's a money shot. It's a money shot page.
It's so good. Just the way that the light's bending around him, right? So it's all white around him, and then as it gets further away, the other colors start to come in.
Yeah.
So it really puts like a spotlight on Batwolf.
Yeah, and a little touch is that his cowl's like sitting in the foreground and the top of the last page, and then as they start to square off, just again to make it clear which one's which, Batman's cape is still and it's ripped and stuff, but it's kind of stayed on, and there's a little bit of his gauntlet still on as well, so you can actually still tell which one's Batman, which is good. So it's just they haven't actually started fighting yet. The cliffhanger is just them howling at each other. If
they're gonna be like my dogs, they're gonna sniff each other for about 2 or 3 minutes before anything pops off. So but yeah, man, I love werewolf stuff so much. And so the fact that we're getting Batman as a werewolf too, like it's so much fun. And again, like you said, Constantine brings this little bit of a pissy edge to it as well. He's upset that Zatanna's dating Batman, and he's not that great. And if he was that great, how come he can't solve this without me? Type of vibe. So it's doing some fun character work as well.
Piss, she's dating Bruce Wayne. Him and Langstrom, I don't think know that he's Batman.
That's true. It's Bruce Wayne, not so much. Yeah.
Because Alfred had to spin a story about how he was driving Bruce near the area and the wolf attacked him. There's a whole thing. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. It's a good horror story. Yeah. I enjoyed the build to the ending. The increased page count goes in nice and quick.
Yeah. Is this 3 or 4 issues?
I want to say it's 4. I think it's 4.
Okay.
But I'm
going to say I don't want a rushed ending here. So, and also silver bullets have not been brought up yet, so we'll get there. I mean, they've been brought up, but I was going to say
they haven't, because that's when the Howling reference happens. He says, "Hey, get a silver bullet and shoot me, Alfred," because that's what happened in the Howling.
Yes, and then Alfred also has some of this, like, I'm not going to do that, but as we know, there's only one way to kill a werewolf. So,
you say that the rules are different in every single werewolf story.
That is a Monster Squad reference. Okay. Yes.
Fair enough.
So. Yes.
I've only seen it the once. It didn't leave much of an impression.
Oh no, it's Goonies with Universal monsters in it. Come on.
I mean, it's better than Abigail, but it's.
Here I will agree. I love Monster Squad.
All right, what are you giving Batman Full Moon?
I'm gonna give this a straight 8.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think a lot of the art's great. Some of it doesn't work as well for me. And it's ultimately just a fun, pulpy horror story with Batman in it and good werewolf art, so I can't go above that, but I think an 8's completely fair.